Hello and welcome to Dateline Lagos on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, Lagos State Government holds 10th International Climate Change Summit. State government reiterates commitments to SMEs as Lagos Tourism NBC 3-day trade fair ends, and Governor Sanwo-Olu attends 2024 Boy Child Initiative. The Lagos State Government says it aligns with the urgency for actions in mitigating the effects of climate change and championing adaptation initiatives at the local and international levels. Now, the State Deputy Governor, Quadri Hamzat, made this comment at the opening of the 3-day 10th Lagos International Climate Change Summit, where he launched the Lagos Climate Adaptation and Resilience Plan and Lagos Climate Change Mainstreaming Strategy to help reduce emissions and mitigate climate change challenges. Take a look.
The Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Quadri Hamzat, foreign delegates, former Governor of Lagos and the former Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, environmental experts and others converge on the Lagos Continental Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, for the 10th Lagos International Climate Change Summit.
Thank you very much, sir.
All concerned stakeholders are here to discuss the effect of climate change in Lagos and how the government is championing local adaptation initiatives to sustain the state, which is being highlighted by the State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources.
Over the past decade, the Lagos International Climate Summit has served as a platform for a dialogue, collaboration, and innovation in addressing climate-related issues in the state. From promoting renewable energy to implementing sustainable waste management practices, we've made significant strides in integrating climate action in the Lagos State development investment opportunities and building resilience in the face of climate variabilities. This year's summit is therefore not just a forum for discussion, but a clear call for action. We must accelerate our efforts to mobilize climate finance and channel it towards projects that prioritize local adaptation initiatives. This means investing in infrastructure that can withstand the impact of climate change, empowering communities to develop climate-resilient livelihoods, and enhancing our capacity to respond to climate-related disasters.
The Consul General from the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Michel Dateline, says now is the time to take drastic decisions that will address climate change.
What are we facing in Lagos State? We face sea level rising, we face temperature rise, we face flooding, and not just from the ocean, but also from the lagoon. I think the last floodings we had were when the level of water in the lagoon rose so much, coming from the rivers, that the outskirts were underwater. Coastal erosion. We talk about Eco-Atlantic and how that, with such technology, by the way, but how that protected Victoria Island. Yeah, wonderful, but look what happens down the coast. You protect one side, but nature has its way, and then more of the coast is being eaten, so it requires continuous attention.
Mr. Babatunde Fashola says climate change is triggered majorly by human conduct and sometimes natural causes that can be mitigated.
The oblique reference, if it might be, to the problem at Okwaja as being connected somewhat to the defense of Victoria Island. Nothing can be further from the truth. The truth is that this problem of the Atlantic in Lagos is encountered in Rio, as it is encountered in the Netherlands, as it is encountered everywhere. Coastal erosion is a real-life issue. So protecting one place doesn't necessarily mean it is transferring the problem. It just means that more work needs to be done. So as we have finished work in the defense of Victoria Island and Ikoyi, I think what will require funding support is the reactivation, if that is the right word, of the plan to construct more groins, because those were the tools that we deployed then. along the coastal way.
The summit provides an opportunity for the Deputy Governor to explain the steps taken to build a waste-to-energy plant that will provide electricity in the state and the provision of electricity vehicles on Lagos roads.
For us in Lagos, it's about what do we need to do to sustain and to build a resilient city. So everybody said that Lagos will be 40 million in some few years' time. So where are they going to live? Where exactly are they going to live? So like Governor Fashola, then we all say that the biggest challenge for us in West Africa really is fiscal planning. If we plan our cities well, we will be prosperous. Therefore, the idea that I can just go and stay there, stay where? You can't just stay there unless it is planned and it is agreed that you can stay there. You know, because we are very emotional, all of us. They say, can only one from. Why are they sending them away? And where do they want them? No, it's not about that. It's about the collective gain of everybody. What are we going to give to our children and our grandchildren? When everybody just thinks you can live anywhere, you cannot. So if you build and you don't leave 15 meters to your drainage, it will go. And we have no apology. It's not about where you come from or the God that you worship. No. It has to do with us living well so that for the collective good of everybody. We just had an agreement with the Netherlands government. We signed an MOU giving them 2,500 building around Ekpe, or some building and a 2,000-ton daily of waste to convert to energy. That's moving progressively.
The Global Sixth Assessment Report, AR6, of the IPCC serves as a reminder of the urgency to act against climate change and mobilize climate finance for projects that will safeguard the state from natural disasters. A recap of the three-day summit sets the tone for the commencement of the closing ceremony.
3 enabling elements. We describe them as being country-specific element, city-specific element, and climate-specific element, emphasizing that it was necessary to build capacities and capabilities internally and develop a pipeline of eligible urban investments.
The State Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Mr. Tokunbo Wahab, says the summit is a clarion call to the dynamics of Lagos, which is peculiar due to its coastal nature.
It's a call to action. It's a clarion call to action. Lagos as a state is having its own existential challenges. A coastal state surrounded by water, lagoons, Atlantic Ocean, which means we have to think differently and we have to take our destiny in our hands. What we've done for the past 3 days is not just a talk show. It's to challenge each and every one of us. And as we wrap up today, I believe strongly, and I'm glad the Deputy Governor is here, is for us to think outside the box in a creative way.
The plenary session on climate change resilience focused on a centralized approach for an integrated data collation, investment in clean energy, and sustainable practices for a healthier future.
Between 2030 and 2050, climate change is expected to cause an additional 250,000 deaths per year from undernutrition, malaria, diarrhea, heat stress, and other medical events. The cost of direct damage to health is estimated to be between $2 to $4 billion per year. Developing countries with weak health infrastructure will struggle the most to cope with these challenges. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions through better transport, food, and energy choices can significantly improve public health by reducing air pollution.
The Deputy Governor, Mr. Hamzat, assures that government will continue to promote policies and initiatives towards climate action.
We have recognized that the impact of climate change are not uniform and that local context actually matters. It is at the local level that the effect of climate change affects most acutely, and it is at this level that adaptation strategies must be tailored and implemented. We have celebrated the ingenuity
and resilience of local communities whose adaptive measures, from sustainable agricultural practices to innovative water management system, serves as a powerful example of grassroots climate action. As a government, we assure you that we continue to be in the forefront of climate change campaign, promoting policies and initiatives toward climate action. The suggestions and recommendations from this summit will not only be taken seriously, but will also be integrated into our state climate strategies and policies.
With 42 observations and 23 new recommendations, including the bus rapid transit system and multimodal transport strategy, for which advocacy was made for them to be sustained with critical provision for funding, and that the state government should promote cross-sector collaboration for Innovation Fund to drive climate-resilient initiatives.
From Climate Change Summit to Lagos Tourism and Niger Brand Chick Trade Fair. This time, the Lagos State government has reiterated its commitment to continuously support small and medium entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. Speaking at the final day of the Lagos Tourism and Niger Brand Chick Trade Fair in Ikeja, the special advisor to the governor on arts, tourism and culture, Mr. Idris Aregbe, says the trade fair has created better opportunities for the changed vendors to make more sales and will sustain the partnership with Niger Brand Chick in the interest of SMEs.
All kinds of items ranging from clothing, books, kitchen utensils, electronics, bags and footwear are all available for purchase. It's not just Lagosians that are here. Some people from other states found their way to the Niger Brand Chick Trade Fair to buy and sell things at a cheaper rate.
This is my first time coming to NBC and I'm wowed with everything I am seeing. Within 3 hours, someone already made 3 million naira. Like how? I was so surprised. And going to eat, I got to Chef Tolu's stand and we needed to queue to buy rice. He has sold 8 bags already and he said he's making 10 bags for just a day. I was so surprised. I also came for merchant China. I got to our stand as well. We needed to queue to buy stuff. Like, I'm so surprised. Nelly is doing a very good job and people are cashing out. Vendors are cashing out big time.
I came all the way from Kano for the trade fair. This is like I've been coming every year, by the way. So I always come from Kano. But this particular trade fair has been really it has been different. Unlike what we are used to. This is something different we are witnessing. We'd like to start the Lagos Trade Fair government in particular because they have been very, very supportive from the beginning. And since from the one, they have been supporting this trade fair.
For us to partake in this exhibition, we are so grateful because it has been a wonderful experience.
The convener of Niger Brand Chick Trade Fair, Nelly Agbigu, commends the Lagos State government for the success of the trade fair.
On the first day alone, we're looking at over 300 million. So we don't know what the whole amount is right now. So we're excited. The fair has been phenomenal. And we know that this has been one of the best fairs ever. And guess what? It couldn't have been made possible without the partnership of the Lagos State and Lagos State Tourism. On our own, we do 25,000 in 2 days. But on the first day, we do 30,000 in 1 day. So to show you the capacity of what happens when you work with Lagos State.
The special advisor on arts, tourism and culture, Mr. Idris Aregbe, who monitored the fair, says it has changed the lives of the vendors and impacted their businesses positively.
It's indeed a fantastic project, initiative. People are smiling, people are happy. We've been able to put up a marriage between Lagos Tourism and fair. We've been able to use entertainment to push our brand, to constantly tell our stories in Lagos. We've used that to be able to educate the people on the spirit of Lagos. And we've seen that Lagos will continue to lead when it comes to commerce and industry in Lagos. So it's a beautiful one. It is an initiative that once we have 100 of it from different aspects of agencies, partners, government, bodies, I don't think it's enough. A lot of people are happy. Some of the vendors, product that will take them 3-6 months to sell is what they've done in just 2-3 days. So I'm happy that the Lagos Tourism Niger Brand Chick initiative is a fantastic one that has come to stay, and a lot of Lagosians vendors are here from UK, are here from the East, from Maiduguri, from Kaduna, from Abuja and all that. And all of them are saying one thing: thank you to Lagos State government for giving us this opportunity.
With the success of this Lagos Tourism and Niger brand Chick Trade Fair, the Lagos State government has promised to continue to support small and medium enterprises to boost the state's economy.
And finally on the program, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his wife, Dr. Ebijake Sanwo-Olu, have inspired young boys to become leaders of change agents and avoid bad influence. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who is addressing over 250 boys from the public and private schools during the opening of a 3-day residential workshop of the 2024 Boy Child Initiative organized by the Office of the First Lady, underscores the need to nurture the next generation of leaders who are capable of driving meaningful societal change.
Selected Lagos State secondary school students make their way into the Lagos House in Marina for the 2024 Boy Child Initiative, organized by the Office of the First Lady to awaken the boy child towards becoming a change agent. The opening session of the residential workshop for the boy child had in attendance State Commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, representative of the State Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu also stops by, surprising the gathering. Dr. Ebijake Sanwo-Olu, who initiated the program 3 years ago, explains why it's important for young boys.
Our objectives for the Lagos Boy Child Initiative are well displayed here. One is to raise awareness of the rights and welfare of the boy child. And Mr. Governor emphasized that we talk a lot of the girl child most of the time, but we need to balance it nowadays because the girls are going to end up working with the boys or men. The girls are going to end up getting married to the men. So the boy child, we need to also focus on them. To promote educational opportunities to the male child, especially in the indigents. Yes, every child has the right to go to school, and it's important that we encourage every child as much as possible. Whether you are a child of a fisherman or you are not a child of anybody, you just have the right to go to school. And it's important that we emphasize that as much as possible, catch them young. To facilitate rehabilitation of the vulnerable boy child through referrals. Yes, there's a lot happening out there. We have some children that's victim of circumstances. They end up on the streets. Nobody's looking at them, and then another set of people capture them before you know it, they go into drug abuse and stuff like that. So we also have that right as citizens to help these vulnerable ones to get into referral centers.
The issue of drug abuse, sexual and gender-based violence tops discussion.
There is a study that was carried out in 2017. It's known as the National Drug Use Survey. That study revealed that 14.3 million Nigerians are on psychoactive substances. And out of that, we have 10.6 smoke or use cannabis, while 4.6 million use opioids, and 2.3 million use cough syrup that is laced with codeine, while 481,000 use tranquilizers and sedatives, and 340,000 use ecstasy, a stimulant. 300,000 use solvents and inhalants, while 238,000 use amphetamines and prescription stimulants, and 92,000 use cocaine.
These are cases that we saw in DSBA last year. So look at it. Out of about 6,000 people that came forward to report, 3,008 of them are adults. And look at it, about 2,005 of them are children. And look at, why I brought this is, I want us to look at the demographic of the male and female. Look at, for the adults that came to report, about 90% of them are what? Females. So that means that majority of the perpetrators are what? Male. Hello guys. That means majority of the perpetrators are what? So the reason why we are doing all of this is that we don't want you to be part of those 90 people, 90%. of men that does those things. Do you understand me, guys? And we look at it, we have just 10% of men that came forward. I want you to clap for those men. Clap for them. We want you to be at this level where you can speak up against whatever it is that you are experiencing. That you will not let anybody to cover you, to overshadow your voice.
In addition to this, Governor Sanwo-Olu encourages them to embrace the values of responsibility and integrity.
It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter where your parents have come from. It doesn't matter where neighborhood you live. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. All you need to do is to have your head and your brain set into your dreams and into your target. See the opportunity that has been given to you today. See the opportunity that you have to become a better person today and in the future days ahead of you. There's going to be a lot of pressure on you. So you need to be able to calm down. You need to be able to say to yourself, at 12, at 13, you can shape your brain, you can shape your thoughts, you can shape your ideas. You can say to yourself, I do not want to be part of a cultist camp. It's your choice. And once you say that to yourself, it will never happen. There's no shortcut to life, it's hard work. What did I say? There's no shortcut to life, it's hard work, prayers, perseverance. Perseverance meaning that if you fall down, you get up again. If you make a mistake, you learn from your mistake. That's what perseverance is. Don't give up the first time.
Some of the boys are happy to be part of the mind-opening event.
I've learned that if I can get adequate information, I can prevent myself from being an abuser and also a sexual abuse victim. And just because I'm a boy doesn't mean that I will always have to be an abuser. I can be a survivor instead.
Time to have some fun as Mrs. Sanwo-Olu leads the students on a memorable train ride.
Today, we're in Lagos. Maybe next time it's another state that you will be using the train. And maybe after that, you are going abroad. And you'll be using the train. So, we use Lagos to practice.
Sorry.
Please start from here
The future leaders also visited a polyester recyclers site in Maltu, where waste is turned to wealth. Day 2 of the Boy-Child Initiative in Mera community witnessed a panel session discussion focused on responsibilities of stakeholders to enhance viable educational enterprise in communities. Stakeholders from religious organizations, youth groups, traditional rulers, and school-based management committee shared their efforts in supporting the state government's vision for education development. To wrap up the event on Day 3 at Lagos Model College, Mera, experts from different fields, including music producer and singer Olumide Ogunade and former Nigerian goalkeeper Peter Rufai, share diverse perspectives on career development for boys.
I will tell you that as much as you are passionate, also be disciplined. Passion can motivate you, but it takes discipline to actually keep you, to keep doing the same thing, even if you are not getting results. So the key there is you need to know. You need to know the job. You need to know the terrain. You also need to know what is obtainable at every time. The entertainment industry is like a microwave kind of industry that things are changing by the day. New inventions are coming in. So your ears have to be on the ground.
Discipline, the dedication, and the determination. These are the 3 Ds that has really helped me to keep this shape. Why? Because the question being asked, the 3 Ds is something you must hold close to your heart in any field, in any choosing or passionate sports you've taken to.
Child abuse activist Praise For also gives his views on the importance of proper guidance for the boy child.
If you go alone, you are going to go fast. But if you go together, you go very far. Your friends can make or marry you. And so, for many of us, you are always going with the wrong set of people. They are going to drain you.
A member of the Lagos State House of Assembly representing Etiosa constituency 2, Honorable Bolahon Yishau, tells his own story of how his leadership journey started.
For me, I started out like you. I was doing little things in my own world. When questions are asked like this, I'll be the first person to put my hand up. Because I'm a doer at the end of the day. I like to make impact. I like to bring people together, get things done. So you also have to have empathy. It's called empathy, but the meaning is you must be able to feel people's needs, talk to them, relate with them, play with them. Even your parents, you can do that with your parents. And finally, under your leadership, you need to have critical thinking. You must be able to solve problems. Even in the homes, somebody wants to get something done, you are able to do it for them. So as you grow up, that translates to your capacity to serve.
Dr. Obijoke Sanwo-Olu stresses the need to promote access to quality education for vulnerable male children.
We have our theme for this year, Awakening the Boy Child Towards Being a Change Agent. And this started on the 11th of June. We were able to get the most senior boy child in Lagos State, which is our governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to come and act as a role model and a mentor for the children out there. We want to also be able to war against drug abuse, where we'll be able to tell people where these rehab centers are. In future, we're going to have booklets that will tell people where they are and how to go about it. Then we also, the fourth point is to build a new generation of transformed male children who will contribute positively to the society. There's that image out there that most of the male children are either into Yahoo, or they're just singers that don't wear clothes on the television. And you know, these television images give wrong impression to some of our children out there. We want to change the narrative, we want to change that story, that these boys, these young men out there can become something in life.
The event is rounded off with presentation of medals to winners of sports competitions, where the overall champions get a trophy.
And that's the program for this week. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Remember, be the best you can, obey all state laws, and of course, help keep Lagos environment safe. But most importantly, please stay safe. Till next time, it's bye for now.